Look, I have never said get a divorce, ever, and I still haven't said that. But read between the lines, and you can figure it out.
Jordan's messages.
Sponsored by Squarespace.
Look, okay, we filmed multiple videos today. We filmed the podcast, and then we filmed messages. I brought an extra t-shirt. Obviously, I brought my Messages Land t-shirt. I have to. But I forgot to change my pants. I can't find anything to match with these pants. Except for that t-shirt. That charcoal gray.
I don't see how those colors don't mix.
Are you colorblind?
I guess.
Are you? No, I'm really. Are you serious? You think you're colorblind?
You've got like a brown and a white.
What color do you think this is, Josh?
I guess you're gonna tell me it's green.
Yes. You are not colorblind. No, I think I'm colorblind because Sarah's like, that's blue. I'm like, Sarah, that's
pink.
That's pink. What are you talking about? This is just the ultimate mishmash. It's just what it is, but it represents your life. A mishmash. Paddywhack, give a dog a bone. I will throw you a bone by answering you the messages. Let's get to the messages. Dear Jordan, I'm facing a challenging situation with my younger brother. Josh, did you write this in? Whenever I introduce my best friends to him, it leads to unfortunate events that jeopardize my friendship. Wow, Josh, didn't know that. It's been quite distressing and I'm unsure how to handle it. Initially, when my brother meets one of my best friends, everything seems fine and they get along well. However, over time, he develops romantic feelings for my friends, which clouds his judgment and results in destructive outcomes. Unfortunately, within the last 8 years, this is a long time thing, 8 years, within the last 8 years, he has dated almost every close friend I've had, and these relationships have all ended in bad breakups. None of the friends that he has dated are still close / talk to me. As a result, my friendships have suffered and I feel isolated and hurt. While I love my brother, I can't ignore the emotional toll this situation has taken on my life and my friendships. And it doesn't stop with friend stealing. I've started to notice that he rebrands things I say as his own ideas. Please help. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Now, just normally I would slam the page down and not read the name, but they wrote a very long name and a PS. Sincerely, someone who is tired of restarting their friendship every spring. PS, he is currently dating my friend right now.
Ugh. This is happening right now.
For 8+ years. This is insane. This is crazy. Look, I had some friends growing up who their friendships like mishmashed. They kind of came together, but because of the age difference, the brother was like just that right age where they could kind of be friends with the same people and talk to them on the same kind of level, but the one was older and the one was younger. And it was the exact opposite situation. The younger brother was like, you know, they're on MySpace and stuff. Like, why are you talking to my friend all of a sudden? Like, this girl who, why are you talking to her all of a sudden? And he would like talk to her and then they'd become close. It was that same, and I understand like the weirdness of that. And this just happened like 1 or 2 times. It wasn't like an 8-year saga and this guy's destroying his brother's life. But I'm just saying I feel for the situation. And nothing even really bad came out of that situation. It was just what it was. But this guy actually seems like he's demented in some way, trying to ruin people's lives. That's the problem. So, I mean, I can't, I don't know how to relate to this. So this is a difficult thing. I legitimately have no frame of reference except for what I just pulled out of the bag.
Can you imagine if every time you met some girl, I just was like,
no.
Got him. That's so gross.
I can't imagine that. So that's, like, I think that that's such odd behavior that I hate to say get him out of your life. Because it's your brother. I mean, there's always, but some people have really messed up families, Josh. That's what you've got to understand. That's what I got to try to understand. Some people just have extremely messed up families. And it's hard to assess through inkjet what to say, because you're gonna take what I say and you're gonna do it. How could you not? That's a lot of power. I don't want to say get away from your brother, because that's hard advice to give. I could say get away from your friend all day long, but get away from your brother, that's hard. because you know, what's your bias? You know,
you're deciding if that's really what you're gonna say.
It is, Josh. I'm trying to work myself up to say it, and I can't say it.
Just say it. Don't be a coward.
I don't know, Josh.
Don't be a coward.
I'm just like the Supreme Court. I don't want to send a dangerous precedent. I've already received death threats from this one girl who I said, get away from your parents. Or no, I said, stay with your boyfriend, get away from your parents. And then the boyfriend like did bad things to her. And she said, hey, they were like drunk in a car or something. And the parents, we did a message about this.
Death threats?
No, not really, Josh. They weren't death threats. But she was like, hey, you messed up my life. And I'm like, I didn't actually say get away from your parents. Nobody gave me evidence, and I didn't take the time to look. I said, people out there, give me the evidence. And nobody commented.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think anybody watching is gonna know what you're talking about.
Okay, well look, all I'm saying is one time I didn't say something and somebody accused me of saying something. And then they were drunk in a car or something, and then it was my fault. Okay, so I don't want this to be 2.0. Okay, that your brother is, you know, maybe your brother needs a girlfriend. I'm trying to make excuses for him.
Why doesn't this guy just get to know some really bad influence girl?
That's too conniving. It's spiteful. It can't happen.
Well, look, I mean, he might just have to stoop down to this level.
Your brother is in a bad guy world and a good girl friend group. And he's not gonna mesh. He will not mesh. So you need to, look, your brother's a lost cause, whatever, okay? You need to figure out how to mend these relationships despite him, in spite of him, despite, in spite?
Despite, in spite.
Of him. That's what you need to do. That is the character building that you need. You need to figure out, you need to be the better person and figure out a way to break through to these friends again with whatever your weird, strange brother's doing. You need to forgive him and move on, and this will help you to grow. There you go. I didn't have to say, get away from your brother. It's just hard to say. I can't do it. I can't do it. So, guys, we are getting ready to revamp our website, so it's even easier to send us your Christian memes for Christian meme reviews, send us messages, just interact with the show. Comment below if you have any ideas for our website. Of course, when we're finally ready to update our site, we will be doing it with the best site builder, Squarespace. They have flexible website templates no matter what it is that you want to create. Whether it's a blog, an online store, a shop, whatever it is, Squarespace has a template for you, and it's super easy to customize yourself. Every single one of the templates looks great, and you can customize them. I already said that. Squarespace makes everything so simple. The truly amazing thing now is that you can create an online shop selling physical, digital, and service products easily. I mean, Josh, it's to the point now that you can create custom merch and Squarespace will print it for you and ship it for you on demand. So, what do you want to build? I want you to listen to me, and I want you to build it with Squarespace. It's finally time to build that website you've been putting off. Head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to our link, squarespace.com/cow, because there you're going to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/cow. Now, let's get back to the messages. Supporter message, Josh. Wow. When was the last time that we did a supporter message on the message?
It's a good one.
Sometimes, guys, we get supporter messages when you sign up and we do the bonus message. You can see the supporter message that we do in the bonus message that happens after we record this. We then record that and we release that to the supporters at supportblimeycow.com. So if you want more supporter messages, they are sometimes very good. You can support us over there. Sometimes they're very good. Other times I've got to hold it back, Josh, because they provide us some financial stability, but
it's the only time you hold back other than telling a guy to destroy his brother.
Right. Greetings, Jordan and Josh. Thanks for reading my message. Thanks for wasting my time with that sentence. My husband and I have been married over 1 year now and recently had our first baby. I'm exasperated because the whole time we've been together, nothing I do ever makes him happy. And he acts and speaks very negatively and is always worrying and striving for money. He always seems distressed, and since we've been engaged, he always is doing things like swearing, smoking, vaping, and or drinking.
Smoking and vaping.
He's committed. And our baby too, despite Not in spite.
In spite.
Despite my request for otherwise, whenever I tried to bring up a conversation about just about anything, he won't let a conversation start. There's a myriad of things he does that break my heart, distress me, and put me down on a constant basis. I love him so much, but his actions and attitude toward me, everyone, and everything are very hurtful, and I feel like no matter how kind, patient, or understanding I try to be, I get nowhere. I don't want to be trampled on like this forever, but I don't know how to fix anything because he won't even begin to hear anything from me. He says I am trying to help him tell him how to live his life, and tells me to stop being a swear word. I am at a loss. I don't know what else I can do if he wouldn't begin to listen to advice. Like, I have never on this channel ever said get a divorce. This is year 1. Right? Is this year 1?
I'm not
She
sure.
said, and I quote, "We've been married over 1 year now."
Over a year.
Okay.
I mean, that could be any number higher than 1.
And now that is true, Josh. It could be any year over 1. But I'm assuming it's not 100. So we're gonna go with 1. They've been married for about a year and 2 months. So, look, I have never said get a divorce, ever. And I still haven't said that. But read between the lines and you can figure it out. Now, we gotta bring it back to mishmash somehow. I gotta come up with something.
This guy's brain is mishmash.
His brain is mishmash, and you've tried to throw him a bone.
The vaping and the smoking.
That's a done deal for me. If Sarah started vaping and smoking and drinking, I'd say, Sarah, I'm done. Okay?
If you vape, done. If you smoke, done. If you vape and smoke, don't come home for dinner.
For dinner. Don't come home for dinner. Look, I mean,
It's very strange.
the Bible says not to get divorced. Does it? I don't know. Where's the verse? Somebody comment the verse.
I think Jesus said it.
Jesus said it.
You can't be like, well, it was, it could have been. Jesus actually said it.
Jesus said it. Okay.
I think it was Jesus.
Okay, again, I haven't said to get a divorce. I have never said that. But sometimes you can read between the lines of the Bible, Josh, and say whatever you want it to say for your situation. It's a classic thing that we do.
The Bible say whatever you need.
It's the classic thing that we do. So maybe Jesus didn't know. Well, he knew everything, Josh, though.
They didn't have vaping back then.
They didn't have vaping. That's what I'm saying. Maybe.
Or smoking, I guess. Well, did they?
No, they did. They had forms of this, I'm sure.
Okay.
This is like, they were just getting leaves and smoking random stuff back
They
then.
didn't have these packs of cigarettes.
No.
that they do now.
They didn't have the packs of cigarettes. So maybe, much like the Constitution, maybe we didn't foresee certain things, and so you do amendments. I'm not saying to do that with the Bible, but I'm throwing out a question to you. If Jesus learned about the vaping, smoking, a violent, almost father to your child and husband to you, would that one single verse that Jesus said, don't get divorced, and we don't even know the context of it, if you gave Jesus all of that context, what do you think he would say, Josh? It's a question. I don't even know the answer.
That's a good question. What would he say? I don't know.
We've got to ask
He'd
him.
say, well, did he cheat on you? That nope.
Was that
You
the,
just gotta get him to cheat.
is that, Josh, look, okay. What does, let's, okay, here we go. This is exactly how you can read between the lines in the Bible.
Well, Jesus didn't say if he cheats. He said
Okay,
if
but-
he commits adultery.
Okay, what does that mean? No, I'll tell you what it means because I'm reading between the lines. I don't want your honest answer. I'm going to give you the biased answer for people. So, if he committed adultery, Jesus said, or, in the Bible, Jesus, God, Holy Spirit, whichever one, that's, you're raising your hand in Bible class, you just say all three of them. One of them said, hey, it's not just idols, that you guys have idols in your life. It's not just killing somebody, hating is killing somebody. So, on the same token,
You've really brought this back, George.
Yes.
You were out on a ledge there for a second.
well, yeah, on the same
It
manner,
was borderline there for a second. You really brought it back.
in the same manner, Adultery.
But Jesus even said that. To even look at a woman lustfully is committing adultery.
That's what I'm saying. So to even look at a woman to Jesus is to commit adultery.
To even look at a vape.
So, right. So like, what does committing adultery mean? Could it mean he's committing adultery because he's lusting after the alcohol and the cigarettes and the vaping more than you and helping his child?
Much like a politician. What does adultery actually mean? You know? Did I cheat on my wife? I don't know. I did, you know?
That's how you read between the lines. Now, I'm not saying to do that. All I was doing, Josh, was throwing out this heretical and heresy. I call it heretical. Theoretical theory of, pray to God. Here's the context of my situation. Should I get divorced? And have him give you the answer. Because to me, in my carnal mind right now, I'm like, this guy's, I'm done with him. I don't know what, I mean, like literally you're saying you guys got married and then this guy flipped and just started cursing at you and is like angry constantly. You can't do anything. And he's just mad and
You're asking him not to smoke around your kid and he's like, don't tell me how to live my life.
Yeah, I don't know. Something just odd about that. Now, Josh, this is a supporter message, which I completely and totally forgot about. So I should have toned it down. I'm going to change it, what I said, to be the less harsh version right now at this moment. I think that there is still hope that you can, it just feels like a lie what I'm saying.
Sometimes you gotta just tell the supporter how it is. I hope that things get better. I hope that it doesn't come to these terrible things.
I do too. I don't know, it seems like you've tried everything. I don't know what advice to give to help you to break through to him.
He's under the
influence, Josh.
The influence of the vapes.
I hope was that too mean, Josh?
No,
I mean, what do you expect?
No.
All right.
We're back here at the normal messages desk.
So things have gotten rough.
Things can get ugly real quick.
This wasn't just a mishmash of your life or my clothing, my apparel. It was a mishmash of questions. I feel like this was just all over the place. I felt all over the place. But you know what? In some way, I feel like I gave the best advice. If you could parse through all this stuff, there's some... You're reading Leviticus. Okay, it's not that it's not important, but like if I had a choice, Josh, between John and Leviticus, and it's like, hey, one you will never be able to read again, and the other one, which one are you gonna give on to humanity? You would pick John!
You just lost our entire Jewish base.
Well, sorry. Look, this is coming from a Christian perspective. So I say that John, if you had to put a gun to my head and said, which one are you saving for humanity? I would say John. All right, that's my answer. So, what did that have to do with anything?
I have no idea. You just started.
I was saying there's some things, if you can parse through the Leviticus of my words and get to the John, the Matthew of the spirit of the revelation of what I'm saying, then you got an amazing episode. I'm not saying the Bible's not great, but if you're gonna give a new Christian like a book to read, you're gonna give them John, not Leviticus, okay? So if you stayed for this entire thing, even to this outro, you've parsed through the entire Leviticus, you've gone through Numbers, because you understand the context, the entirety of what I am saying.
This is the episode I'm gonna show people when they ask, so how things go with your channel? I'll just say this, I'll be like, I don't know, just watch this.
You're at a funeral and they're like, so what are you guys still doing Blimey Cow? Just watch this.
Just watch this episode, okay? That'll tell you how it's going. It's amazing and also it's very, very, very niche. It's very niche.
Don't be messy. And leave good messages.